In the twilight of his remarkable life, fitness icon Richard Simmons found himself rekindling the same spark that had once made him a household name. After a decade-long seclusion, Simmons, aged 76, stepped into the light once more, not in front of a camera, but behind a pen and piano, channeling his energy into something deeply personal, a Broadway musical about his life. Known for his boundless charisma, flamboyant persona, and infectious passion for helping others, Simmons captivated millions throughout the 1980s and 90s with his Sweatin' to the Oldies workout series. But behind the neon leotards and upbeat music lived a man full of introspection, creative depth, and an enduring desire to connect with people beyond the fitness world. That desire culminated in the final weeks of his life, as he teamed up with legendary musician Patrick Leonard, whose resume includes collaborations with Madonna and Elton John, to write a musical that would celebrate his life, struggles, triumphs, and truths. Together, the duo created 14 original tracks, with Simmons pouring his heart into the lyrics and Leonard weaving them into melodies. Their partnership was vibrant and full of life. Simmons would often send early morning emails brimming with fresh lyrics, some playful, others deeply reflective. Leonard, moved by Simmons' energy and poetic voice, would then sit at his piano, letting the words guide his fingers across the keys. The joy of creation seemed to breathe new life into Simmons, who had been absent from the public eye for over 10 years. Leonard remembers Simmons not as a fading star, but as someone brimming with ideas and passion. Richard was very much about the enthusiasm of just getting things going, he shared. We just had fun. That fun was more than a creative endeavor, it was a reawakening of the performer and storyteller Simmons had always been. Despite years of silence, he had never lost that voice. In fact, it had only become more soulful with age. One of Leonard's most poignant memories is of July 12, 2024. Richard's 76th birthday. Leonard, in a touching gesture, sat at his piano and recorded himself singing "Happy Birthday," sending the audio to his friend. Tragically, Simmons died the very next day on July 13, just as their musical journey was finding its rhythm. "I don't think he got it," Leonard said, a quiet sadness in his voice. Just 5 days before Simmons' passing, on July 8, he sent Leonard what would become their final exchange, an emotional poem about dealing with loss. "It takes a toll on your heart," Simmons wrote. "Some shed many tears, others stare at the sky. It's so hard to say goodbye. Here's what I know, when it's time for us to go, beautiful angels will greet us with a smile and hello." Leonard read those words aloud with great care, struggling to contain the emotion as he recalled Simmons' vulnerability in that final message. Though Leonard never had the chance to turn that poem into a finished song, its heartfelt lines stand as a final testament to Simmons' enduring spirit. Simmons' death marked the end of an era, but it also underscored the importance of living with purpose, even in the final chapters. He didn't retreat into silence out of despair but returned briefly, fiercely, to give the world something beautiful. He was not done creating, not done dreaming, not done inspiring. In his final act, Simmons reminded us that age, seclusion, or fading fame do not diminish the power of the human soul to express love, loss, hope, and humor. His musical, though unfinished, lives on in those 14 songs, in Leonard's memories, and in the millions who once danced, laughed, and cried with him on their living room floors. Richard Simmons was more than a fitness guru. He was an artist, a friend, and a believer in the goodness of others. Even in his last breath, he chose poetry over pain, melody over mourning. Though the curtain has closed on his life, the echoes of his voice, bright, bold, and full of heart, will resonate for generations.